What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Quadcast, the show where we get real, get raw, and get loud about mental health, substance use, and the fight to take our lives back.
Each episode, we're cutting through the stigma, dropping knowledge, sharing stories, and bringing the heat with guests who have lived it and aren't afraid to talk about it.
So turn it up, lock in, and let's break barriers, spark change, and build a community that refuses to stay silent. You're tuned into the Quadcast, and let's get into it.
You can find us on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, or email us. The Quadcast is always looking for new guests, whether you're individuals that have experienced it, you're in law enforcement, treatment programs, nurses, doctors, or anyone that just has something to say. Come share your story with us on mental health or substance abuse.
Warning, there's cussing in this video. If you don't like swear words, well, you're
watching the wrong damn show.
You want to talk about God's Way Home and how that program runs a little bit?
I can. God's Way
Since you're
Home.
the numbers guy.
I don't know about that. God's Way Home, year-long sober living program, and take guys from detox, from 28-day programs, from jail, from prison, from really wherever. We have an application process and we review the applications and, we do phone interviews with the guys before they come. And
what's your application process like? The review process of the application.
So you go online and apply. It's pretty extensive compared to what it used to be. There are a lot of questions, and I can't go through all of them. But Clint reviews the applications typically, and does the phone interviews, and it's kind of an odd thing, but you can tell it's not just that they check the right answers. It's like when you talk to someone, you don't even have to ask them questions so much. You can almost hear it in their voice, whether they're serious or if this is like, man, I just need to get out of jail,
Yeah.
And and I feel like, Clint's got an ear for that. Another guy for us, he did too. And it's like, and I do to some extent, but I feel like they know it better. They can pull out people's BS card real quick when they, because they've been there. They've been sitting on the other side, making the phone calls, trying to get out, both on the trying to shice somebody and also being genuine and sincere, and they know that. And they're, something I'm not blessed with. Thank God I didn't have to do that. But anyway, that's kind of the process. I mean, we've had guys come, but it's like I said, it's a year-long program. And we've had guys come, and I'm like, man, this guy's going to do great, and does horrible. And then there's other guys that come. It's like, this guy is never going to amount to a hill of beans.
Sure. And
then turn out, graduate, do the best just do unreal things, undistracted in a good way. And so there's no indicators. It's like we've had guys that we've got really close to in the program. You were talking about numbers. So statistically, our length of stay right now, average length of stay on 104 guys it's like 202 days. The average length of stay for the 3 people that have overdosed and died in our program is 220 days.
Really?
So length of stay, and it's like, that's, those guys that overdosed and died, we've had 3 overdose and die since we started. And it's tough, but 220 days it's a minute. It's 365 days. Yeah,
somebody.
And we were really close to those guys. And if you would have asked me before they overdosed, I would have I would have said, oh, it's 90+%. They got this. And all three of them, it was just immediate. Like they relapsed one time and that's the hard part of what we do. Anyway, more back to God's Way Home. We've had 23 graduates in 5 years. We still have 18 guys there now. We're getting a new guy tomorrow. Have 19 guys there with the potential to graduate. So our statistics, 104, we've had 23 graduates, and we've still got these 18 to graduate. So, will they all graduate? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but we're at about 1 in 4. 1 in 4 people coming and graduating. I know in 2021 the statistic was 1 in 8.8 in nationwide for year-long recovery, and so we're less than half that. So I feel like people ask if our program's successful. It's like, well, yes, if you just look at numbers, maybe, but then we've had guys that graduate, and the day after they graduate, they relapse.
Right.
And so, is that a success? Not for me.
No.
Not.
It's how you
I mean,
take your numbers and
yeah.
your success.
Yeah.
What you define as success.
Yeah, and we reach out to these guys that have relapsed, and trying to get them back into the program or back into treatment or something out of the madness again. Anyway, the guys come into the program, get a job, go to your meetings. We have meetings for them to go to church, and the program is put forth effort, have a desire to change, and there's it's not complicated what we ask our guys to do. It's pretty straightforward. They see counselors every week. We require them to do that. So see your counselors, work on paying your fines off, get your legal issues lined out, get a driver's license, whatever you're putting forth effort. And it's a year-long program, and we graduate guys a year, but we've had guys stay 2 years, because they just weren't ready. And, you've got guys like BJ, in the midst of being at God's Way Home, he's, thinking about starting his business, and then does. And I've told him and the guy that works with him, Russell, he's a graduate of our program too. And, I've told them, I said, there's been days, it's like, if it weren't for you all doing what you're doing, I would quit. If I didn't know Matt was doing what he was doing, and all the time that I've spent with him and seeing God work in his life, and all the things BJ's I've seen, and Clint too, so I've spent a lot of time with these 3 guys personally ministering to them. And if it wasn't for the success that I seen in them, I would have quit.
You actually get to see the other side of it.
Yeah.
He's my neighbor.
Yeah, but because it's hard. It's hard some days. Recovery's hard, but it's a hard process.
There's a lot of negativity that comes with it. There's a lot of bad things that come with it.
Yeah.
But the bad outweighs the good sometimes.
A lot of days, yes. But you have to keep, in the back of my mind, it's like, there are going to be guys coming through the program that, they're not going to do what BJ does per se, but they're going to be, the end result is, their success.
It's a weird day when you put BJ as the. It's a bad day.
But that a lot of people can see that. No, if I can do it, they can do it.
But you're also in a spot to where you can further that because of the guy that works with you.
That's what I wanted. That was my main thing was, at first I thought God was putting in my head to start, just like we were talking about, a job that people that are felons that have bad history that can come and work and make a good living.
Yeah, and when you started your business, I seen that. Like,
Yeah.
that's something that
Both of the
thought
guys
all
worked for me,
In
recovery.
Right.
And that's what I wanted, but then it hit me too. Like, I've taught a few Sunday school lessons. I've preached one sermon and I love it. But I can touch people's lives that don't ever go to church,
Right.
that are on the road 24/7. And that is my purpose with God. And I know that wholeheartedly. I get to share Jesus every day. I get to talk to people that maybe never even heard of Jesus. There's been a few that I've handed a little Jesus to, and they're like, "Who's that?"
Yeah.
That's what I strive for. That and to be able to be big enough to hire people that are in recovery, that want to change, that can make an honest, good living and a good trade. Because I mean, working on trucks and stuff, it's always going to be there.
And so having a felony and
Having a
going
felony,
somewhere
yeah,
else, you're not gonna get into that kind of position with a record.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part.
But getting to what, back to God's way home and, what it's about, from my perspective is it's more than just recovery. It's somebody's life changed eternally. It's not just, it's temporal here. I've got to see BJ, he's got his son back in his life and got a family and bought a new double wide. We're running his business and doing that. I've watched Matt, you got to come back home. He was in Huntington for a long time, and all this while, it's like I know his heart was to be home, but he couldn't. It wasn't time. And then he got to come home, and now he's got his kids back in his life and grandkids. He's a grandpa. He's an old man.
I went 3 years without seeing my kid's face, and it was horrible. It was one of the worst things I've ever been through. But now they live with me, and now I get to help raise my grandbaby, and that's absolutely amazing.
And
there's no words.
Kids are something else.
You're a blessing. But that's and Clint too. He's married now and got a little girl and a stepson, Kyron.
He's
and
just
all
been
that.
worried about Bear.
Yeah.
He put this meeting off for 2 months because of Bear.
Yeah. But
he came to me like, I know we can do it till after the first year. I got Bear. That's what I said. I can show you on message.
We know him. You don't have to
Yeah,
show
you
him.
ain't gotta
We all
tell
know.
I could have told you that. But I get as a director and as pastor, I've had a front row seat to watch all of their lives be transformed. I didn't know all of them. I knew Matt when he was in the Madness. I didn't know BJ and Clint a little bit, but not so much. But I know I didn't know him, but I know what it was like. I've seen people in that, but to watch them come from literally from death to life.
We're not the same people.
Not the
We're
same.
not the same.
Not the same. And it is out of all the things that I get to do, that's it. It's the greatest thing ever.
I look at BJ now. I don't see the same person.
Not.
Not at all.
No.
Old man is dead.
Yeah.
He is. He's still there doing push-ups, but I keep him at bay. That's the whole time. I'm gonna pull Ronnie Collison on everybody. I can do push-ups. I had to show the kids how to do one the other day, and it actually surprised me because I can do it. Yeah. Dad still got it in there.
For you guys, what was it like being able to have your kids back in your life? I know BJ, I've been.
I was a dad, but I was never a dad. I was around Jax when I wasn't high. That's one thing I didn't do. I didn't take drugs and stuff around him, but being a present dad.
That's it.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It would be tough.
it's not easy either whenever you're, you know, my age and you come back and you got a 16-year-old daughter and it's like, how do I even navigate this? Like, how do I father a 16-year-old girl?
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Girl dad, like, just humbles me.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't live with me.
Right.
She's up in Maryland. So when she's in sports and everything, so time's getting cut shorter and shorter because sports happen up there and she's in school up there, so she can't do that down here.
Yeah.
So time gets, you know, more and more between the times that I get to see her and every time she comes in, it's like, holy shit.
Growing.
It's a different thing every time because she grows so much.
Yeah.
And matures so much. It's crazy. But better on Jackson. He's a small man.
Yeah.
And
He's a mini BJ.
well, let's face it.
Just a minute, just take
He is.
BJ and throw him in the dryer and you get a Jack's out. full of crap. Full of crap. All the time.
But coming back into the time frame that you did, it'd be crazy.
Well, Jax, you know, fortunately was just a baby. So I've got to be in his life present since he was, you know, 4.
Yeah.
So he says he remembers some things and, you know, me not being there and all that. But I'm very thankful that it wasn't prolonged to where I try to come into his life at 10, 12 years old. You get to actually raise him and be a present father.
How was, you know, just the relationship between you and Andy and Jax at the same time? Like how was that?
Like in addiction? Or just
just kind of like coming from that stage back into.
It was a little rough at first with the trust and
Sure.
Which I get that. And Jax it's been a little rocky because he's a mama's boy, which he's been with her most of the time. So but everything's well. There's no grudges held, there's no nitpicking and you did this. It's like free range with him and I can get him when I want him, keep him as long as I want him. We get along well, we co-parent very well. I mean, there's been times we've hashed a few things out, but we've always worked it out outside of the court system.
Yeah.
So I'm blessed.
I think that's the best way to be respectful to each other and have conversations and work things out without having to mediate with the court.
Yeah.
Because going to court all the time with the kid and it's just just in that turmoil all the time to be able to mentally affect them at the same time. So I think that precedes things the way they should be.
Yeah.
Instead of the negative way that they could be.
Yeah.
What was your relationship like
with my kids?
Yeah.
It's been pretty good with my son. My daughter, she kind of held a grudge for a little while. But now, like at first it was really hard. Like I was gone for so long. When I came back, I just wanted to be their friend. You know what I mean? It was hard for me to be a dad. It was hard for me to get on to them for anything because I'd been absent for so long. So going from just being their friend to, dad role, that's been kind of hard for me. But yeah, like I said, my 21-year-old son is living with me right now, and we get his son like half a week every week. So it's awesome. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for nothing. And my kids, like, they know they can come talk to me about anything without judgment. Like, even though if it might make me mad, I'm still going to sit down and hear them out and try to figure out the best way to deal with things, you know, without anger and without, you know, screaming and fighting each other.
I think that, you know, that's a big barrier between kids and parents is, you know, they fear the repercussions, so they just don't feel like they can open up in fear of punishment, which
Yeah.
puts a barrier and boundaries between. And obviously with our kids, we don't want that.
Right. So with now, like with my son, and it's starting to get a lot better with my daughter, like when something's going on in their life, I'm the first one they come to because they know I'll listen to them without judgment.
Right.
And they want to tell me about it. Like they want me to help them figure out how to navigate it. So it's been a learning process, but it's been good.
It's all a learning process. And the bad thing is, you know, you guys have had to relearn how to live life yourself and then go back into parental role on top of that, which it's chaos.
Yeah.
And Clint over here, how have you treated being a dad after your addiction struggles? Has it changed your way of how you want to raise your child?
Yeah, most definitely. 100%. There's times that whenever I would be in there trying, you know, rocking her to sleep, just holding her, or, you know, me and boy being up on the mountain or something, and I just cry.
Yeah.
I just look away, cry, because I shouldn't be there. So I guess I should have never been blessed as much as I have. It's one of the greatest things God's ever given me. So I think
Amen.
Man.
it makes me strive to do better, to set up, you know, an example for them. It's one of the hardest things.
Yeah.
How do you treat your parental role, BJ? Like how has your past shaped how you parent and
It's a roller coaster.
you know, teach and role model?
It's a roller coaster for me because, you know, I feel as though I'm too strict sometimes, and then almost as if I feel like I'm going to start sheltering to keep them shielded. But then at the same time, it's kind of like shelter them could push them away. And just trying to have them be comfortable with talking with me. You know, Jax did struggle with that for a while. He didn't want to tell me nothing. I'm afraid I'm going to get in trouble. And I'm like, well, the thing is, you might get in trouble. But if you're honest with me and you talk with me, we can talk like men. And depending on what you do would be your punishment. And I just try to. It's very hard being a parent like that, because it's a roller coaster. One day I'm okay with this, and the next day that I'm not. Depending on how to, I guess per se, punish or talk or open up, and they're all at the ages now, you know, except Sawyer, he's a little younger, but you know, Elena, she's 11, and Jax is getting ready to turn 10. That they're going through the stages of life, and it's I guess looking at it from that perspective, it's kind of hard.
It is.
But I always lead them to God. You know, you start throwing fits. Go pray. You need to pray. Read your Bible. I try to impel that in them as much as I can. Seeing what it turned me into, I know that it could save them potentially. And I ain't afraid to tell them the truth about my story. Like, you know, Jax knew, and then coming into Sawyer and Elena's life.
Does Jax ask questions?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm 100% honest. Like they'll hear me tell a story about jail. Oh, he was in jail? Yeah.
You'd rather be honest with them than
100%.
Yeah.
bullshit stories that's going
Yep.
around somewhere. Somebody's running off its mouth about.
100%. Yeah. 100% honest with them about it. The fact that I've stole, I lived in cardboard box, you name it, I'll tell it to them. And hopefully that will, with them being in their kid mind, it's always racing, always thinking thoughts, questions, wanting answers to this. And hopefully one day when they get to the age of where they can go out and hang out with friends, my life decisions they could reflect off of that and be like, well, my dad told me a story one time that he did that and ended up in jail. Maybe we shouldn't do that.
Right.
Bad idea.
That's a bad idea. Or, and I've told them that I pray every single day that my kids don't ever go out and taste alcohol or be involved in anything like that. But there's a big possibility that this might happen.
This day and time.
So I'm kind of the parent that's like, listen, if you go out and you start to drinking, I better be your first phone call.
Yeah.
You don't get behind the wheel with nobody else is driving, nor yourself. You call me, I'll come and get you. Yeah, you're probably going to get a good lecture and some trouble, but you're going to be safe. And that's what I try to teach them, because you can't shield them from everything. I just hope and pray that from my life, me explaining to them that they'll grow up to keep that fresh, like, hey, we probably shouldn't do that. And I pray that it never happens, but there's still that possibility. So you kind of got to look at it from both roles. And it's hard being a parent, a functional, present parent.
Especially when you're dealing with a miniature DJ.
Or miniature
When
magic.
when you see all of your bad characteristics coming out in the end, and you're like, God, that's me. And it's like you want to hit him, but it's like,
Smack you upside the head.
He's the parent of the
Yeah.
He's watched all you guys.
Yeah.
it's like, oh man, it's like I taught him that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
You got that from
man.
me.
It sucks
Yeah.
because Ava, she'll roast me
Yeah.
about being in
Oh,
a wheelchair. She's like, you can't fall. You got 4 toes. But she will. I mean, just straight up. She'll look at me in the eyes. She'll be like,
Jax, he's a smart aleck.
I'm
Through and
she
through.
told me one time, she said, you can't whip my butt. But
I'm glad we brought up the children thing, because it's been on the back of my mind, like helping people in addiction. There is no treatment facility in the state of West Virginia for kids.
so that got brought up in one of my other episodes as well.
Yeah.
And, that was a barrier.
100%.
People seeking treatment is because they had to be there to care for their kids because there wasn't anybody to take them or care after them while they went to treatment.
We all started as teenagers, not all of us, but a lot of us started as teenagers. And I just think we're falling short in our school systems, and as a nation, we could fix, maybe not all of it, but we could really put a dent in this addiction if we deal with it, when these kids are 12, 13 years old. And when we go to schools and talk to these kids, like, you can see the hurt, you can see the trauma, you can see the effect that it's had in their lives. Like, how do we fix that? I don't
know how you fix it other than because the whole system's broken.
100%.
I mean, it doesn't matter what aspect of the system, branch of the system you look at. It's all broken. CPS is broken. The treatment side is broken. The medical side is broken. Welfare side is broken. It's all broken.
Yeah, you just do what we can do
And
with
there's
the
not
resources that we have.
and there's not one fix to it, any of it.
I don't understand how there's not at least one facility that we can send juveniles to for addiction problems.
Sure.
And there's not.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Never
And
thought of that.
it's starting super early now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, I mean, you started young.
Yeah. Early on.
But you started young because you're still baby. I'm thinking only because it's fly.
I mean, they're vaping in 3rd grade.
School,
Yeah.
school,
It's starting.
confiscating THC vapes left and right.
Yeah.
You know, there's been a couple overdoses in the
Oh yeah,
high school in the
Yep.
past.
in elementary
2
schools
3 years.
because of vapes. I mean,
Tobacco use.
Does that.
I think I saw him spitting earlier. You
Yeah.
can't talk no crap.
I just feel like there's something that can be done. I feel like there's something that can be done. I don't know what to do. You know, I don't know how to tackle it, but I really feel like if somebody would have come at me when I was 12 or 13 and genuinely cared, I might have been different.
And that, I think that's a lot of, as parents too, we rely on the school systems to be a motivator away from these types of things. But it's not,
No.
because they're losing control on it faster than anybody.
Yeah. You're seeing more and more people homeschool because
And it's
people don't want to
that,
send their
And
kids
it's
out
not
there.
reprimanded correctly. That's what, 2-3 days of in-school detention or 2-3 days suspended. Well, heck, we'll suspend them, just send them home and let them do whatever they want to.
Yeah.
But law enforcement's hands are tied with it because you have to have the juvenile petition, or you have to, your hands are tied with it.
So,
And the court system are broken.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how you fix it. Like I said, as parents, we look at it as that these people should be mentoring the kids away from it and towards the good things. And we have the DARE program, but it's not. It's not.
Since I was young.
Right. I mean, the DARE program it's almost a joke at this point because it's not real. You know what I mean?
Looks good on paper.
Yeah, it looks good on paper, but there's a lot of things in the healthcare field that look good on paper that don't actually work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things in the treatment side of things that look good on paper but don't touch the surface. So I mean, I don't know what you do there, but I do agree with you that is one place that should be starting a lot sooner than it is.
But until we cut and until we cut off the trooper, I'll mention
You
his
can't
name.
listen to it.
Yeah, well,
Trooper.
he made a good point. He said, I really appreciate what you all do, and I think you're doing great work. And he said, that's fine, but he said, he used the example of fighting a forest fire. He said, when you fight a forest fire, he said, you don't start fighting the fire. He said, the first thing you do is figure out which way the wind's blowing, and you go out in front of it and cut off the fuel. He said, until you cut off, he said, you can fight a fire on the backside of it and never, and he said, you have to cut off the fuel. And he said, until we get in the schools and in these youth programs and get people, you really teach the children more than there, more, and you cut off. He said, places like God's Way Home will always exist, and detox will always have to happen because you're not cutting off the source of that's feeding what you're doing. He said, you've got to start with the children, and it's just like God's Way Home didn't exist 6 years ago, but it does now. It's like, well, how did you start? And like Matt said, I started praying for drug addicts, and it's like I had no idea. I have no background in recovery. I have no background in running a business. I have no background in any of it. None of it existed, but it does now.
And I started this with a big aspect of it was me wanting to understand, like, what does it take for somebody to choose to change their life?
Yeah.
Because I didn't, I don't see that. I didn't have to go through that myself. So, I used to work, encounter all these people on the street with law enforcement, but I never actually got to look within and see what it took for somebody to change
the process.
Their life. Or just the system period. you know, what does treatment entail? What types of treatment are out there that work? What doesn't work?
Yeah.
What trends between people that does work instead of, just looking at it from a numbers aspect, because everybody's different.
Yeah.
And everybody treats different.
Everybody's recovery is different. Mine don't
Yeah.
look like BJ's. I mean,
And all of you are different.
And that's the problem with like having the state create something. It's like the state, whatever they create, they're going to create a cookie cutter program. And if you don't fit their bill, it don't work for you. And that's the hard thing about being in recovery. It's just like God's Way Home. It's like we've had people come there and then they leave, and it's like God's Way Home sucks. It's like, well, it sucks for you because it worked for BJ.
Right.
It's worked for Russell. It worked. It's worked for all these other guys. And it's like it's hard because it's like you want to tailor your program to fit everybody. And it's like you can't. This is our structure. This is what we do. If you don't like what we do, there's probably somebody that does what you want.
Right.
And if there's not, and I'm sorry, but I'm not going to, because we've had so many guys come and be like, well, you need to change this and you need to change this. It's like, well, we're not. So
Right.
sorry.
It works.
It
It doesn't work for you.
Yeah. And that's a hard thing. Help. My heart is I want to help as many people as I can help. We want God's Way Home to have a big effect. But it's like I can't, continually tailor our program on this minuscule details to fit everybody's needs. It's like that.
I spend a lot of time finding middle grounds.
Yeah.
Well, you would literally have to do that with every
person. But when the state does something, it's way worse. It's this way or no way. And we have.
It's because you have people sitting there that's never done.
Yeah.
That's making
it's designed.
the rules.
From when BJ stepped into it to today,
BJ stepped in a lot.
it was whenever he got to God's Way Home to what God's Way Home is today structurally, it's night and day.
Yeah.
You
You
laid
know.
the pipe.
I got the lucky.
Laid the
I
pipe.
laid the pipe.
I'm glad you finally accepted it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get your nail with this bottle here in a minute.
And in finding that, it's took, me and Matt, me and Andrew, and the other guy that worked there.
Y'all didn't work on BJ's attitude.
He did.
It was a lot of sitting
I've
down,
changed that thing a lot.
finding the middle ground. It's like, well,
We are God. Only God can change that.
it's like this is cut and dry, but this over here, we could change this a little bit.
He did a lot, but he didn't do it.
And it fits better. So, definitely finding a middle ground. But like I said, the middle ground, you always have the left, middle, and the right. So
One or two people can't define success or not. I mean, you've obviously got your success.
Yeah,
And BJ's on the list.
Go ahead. I hate to say it.
I'm glad to say it, honestly. I am. But you can't let those one or two people that it didn't work for define the success that it did work for.
and their success and their defeats too.
Because their negativity may just be because they're not ready to.
Yeah, that's a lot of the times that's what it is too. They're just not ready to make the changes, the commitments that our program requires in their life.
Because I had a guy reach out to me the other day. I know the family. His son is pretty deep into it. He was like, I need to get him into treatment. I'm like, he's not gonna go until he's ready.
You can't hold time.
Like he's been in and out of treatment 6 times already. He's ready. If he, you know what I mean? Like he's got to be ready himself. And until then, I hate to be that way, but he ain't going.
You ain't gonna do it.
If he does, he ain't gonna make it.
It's not gonna make a difference if he goes. So I mean, people don't understand that either. Because you gotta be ready. Is there anything else you guys want to touch off of or let people know? Clint's thinking. He's
Yeah.
thinking. He's either thinking about bears.
Falling asleep.
I was
If there's anything to say, it'd be to just reach out if you need help.
If you know somebody that does.
If somebody does, reach out. I'll give you my info whenever we're done. You can put it on there with it or whatever. And
I'm gonna put BJ's on there too, just so people bring his phone off.
Call me.
That's the cool
You
thing
need a
about
truck working, big truck working. He's the main.
I'll come out to work on your truck, then I'll get you in touch with Andrew or Clint or Matt and get you in the rehab.
the cool thing about QRT is if you got somebody that you think would benefit from talking to me, I'll go out to their house. Like, give me an address, give me a phone number. I'm the guy that'll make that call. I'll make the drive and go talk. Hey, is everything okay? You know, and just establishing that relationship and building that rapport. I've worked with people just showing up at their house once a week, saying hi, just talking to them for 10 minutes, worked with them for a year. The one guy specific, I've been working on him for about a year, and he called me last week, and he's in detox right now. So, like,
Those are the little steps. It may not happen
Yeah.
overnight.
No.
It happens over time.
Really nothing with recovery.
But
works
you
overnight.
being
No.
being that one person that stops by or checks in
Yep.
once a week
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
twice a week, however.
it makes a difference. It really
just
does.
showing that you care.
Well,
Just showing.
Like Andrew,
mental health side.
If it wasn't for Andrew showing me he cared in my early recovery, I wouldn't have done it.
It's like we said over here with family, like seclusion can be good or bad. Most of the time, that type of seclusion is bad. So
Yeah.
that one person breaking the monotony of sitting around and secluding yourself may make that difference in what you do next.
Like running you down. Like, why does this person care about me? Why?
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah.
triggers something in their head. Like, why do they keep checking? You know, because it's not normal. You know, it's out of the ordinary.
Or
It's like,
that law enforcement perspective of, hey, I stop you 3 times a week.
yeah,
Something's wrong.
yeah.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, not saying that that's the reason that it happens, but stopping you 3 times a week should, may trigger something in your mind.
Like maybe I should.
Maybe
do
I've
something.
got to talk. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like something is wrong.
Yeah.
Not saying that that's the way that it comes across, because it absolutely does not.
They're not normal.
Nor is it the way that we probably mean it, but
Yeah.
it should be. Hey, I know DJ, or hey, I know such and such. Let's just stop and have an interaction. Not that you did anything wrong. Let's just stop and have an interaction, see how you're doing.
The whole time they're cussing, like,
They pull me over again.
Fully expect that.
yeah.
Pull me over for again.
Most
But, yeah.
people,
Now, search BJ and get all the dope off of him? Nope. Probably should have.
You probably should have, but you didn't, and I'm here today.
You are.
I'm here today.
Against all odds, you
praise God.
Yeah, praise God.
are. Crazy times.
Yeah.
Crazy times.
Some that I don't even want to talk about.
No.
Oh boy,
Some things should just be better off with.
they should be. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
I think I'm good. Jesus loves you.
Jesus loves you. If
Go to your nearest Bible store and get you a book and just start reading, whether you understand or not. God's timing, he'll show you what he needs to show you.
me an address on Willie.
Yeah.
I'm about to go give this guy one. I got a life recovery Bible in a Jeep. I'm gonna give him.
It's something I've with this I've honestly really looked into and want to further my understanding in what it actually takes.
Yeah.
I beat it just because I'm hard headed and don't let myself sit around and dwell on it. Child, and I would never.
Well, see, the thing about God is he can show you a spiritual awakening. Might be a month, might be a year.
Sure.
But once you see it, you're gonna know that he was behind everything that's happened here.
Your
Full
whole
circle.
life.
You know, we talk about we shouldn't be here because we should be dead. I was dead.
Yeah.
4 times.
Yeah.
That night, 4 times. I woke up in the ambulance while the EMT was trying, or the paramedic was trying to intubate me. They decompressed my lung. I woke up and I said, "You got one shot at this." I said, "You either do it or I'll wait till we get to the hospital." Like, but coded on the health pad in Charleston, going into the hospital. Like, I remember like all the vivid memories, like all the vivid hallucinations and crap that I had off of the Dilaudid and everything else, and just being injured. Like, I think that was probably a little bit of my realization of that I was dead.
Yeah.
I mean, because I was. I mean, there's no other way to spin it. So, I mean, it's something that I've always teetered on the edge of and never fully went to.
Yeah.
So,
You're here for a reason, for a purpose. It's like,
I've looked at it since then. Everything happens for a reason. You know, maybe I love law enforcement, but maybe they're greener pastures.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, there's not really any words to it. Just because there's no reason that
Yeah.
it should still be here.
Yeah.
I mean, any of us with the, you know, the backgrounds
Yeah.
and what's happening.
But there is a very specific reason that each one of us are still here. We shouldn't be, but we might not ever figure it out. We might not ever know.
I haven't figured mine out.
Well, I think it's a day-to-day thing. It's like it's like we're here today doing this with the intent of maybe changing somebody's life, you know, and that's our purpose
I set
today.
out to do it to help one person. If it helps one person, then help one person.
But then
I've heard that from you multiple times.
And then-
if I do all this for the rest of my life, then it's to help one person. One person.
but then that's what it
I
is.
see 4 of you.
Well, that's our purpose today, you know. But then tomorrow, you know, it's multifaceted. Like it's way bigger than us.
Yeah.
It's like who knows what tomorrow holds. It's like, but we just have to be, you know, get up and go at it. And it's like, Lord, I want to help somebody today. What's that look like?
That's the key, being willing.
The willingness.
Being willing to do whatever to help.
Nobody's willing to step up anymore. Nobody wants to be that person.
Yeah.
Nobody
Well, it's
doesn't-
responsibility.
You know, nobody wants to do it unless it benefits them or it's a half-naked girl on TikTok. I mean,
That's true.
It's true. And nobody wants to be accountable.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to actually take a second and think about somebody else.
Yep.
So, and if we all took 5 minutes out of our day to think about somebody else and what they were going through, it may help way more than one person. It would help one person, but it would help a lot at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you'd be helping multiple people.
Oh, and that's-
If every person took 5 minutes out of their day to just check on somebody, that would
It make a huge difference. And the epitome of being a Christian is, you know, Christ, he gave his life for us, and we're to lay down our life for our brother, and that's what the Bible says. And it's like when you can get to the point in your life where everybody else's life and lives are more important than yours. It's like, well, how does that work? Because it's like, well, it works because God's concerned about you, and he'll take care of you and make sure every need's met. It's like when it's not that you're focusing on everybody else's life, but it's like you have the opportunity to pour into other people.
Yeah.
And it's like it's the math don't add up. Like when you look at it on the logic, the human logic, you just start out. It doesn't make sense. It's like how can I focus on a bunch of other people and still maintain what I do? It's like I don't know, but I do it every day, and it's the best thing. Lord have mercy, it's the best. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
I can't remember who said it. It might have been you. Like, do you guys go into schools? Like, do you
We
guys do
have,
that kind of
we
stuff?
have, yeah. But they opened the door for us. Would you guys go?
The Easterns in the East. You're supposed to go west.
I've been-
You went to.
Where did I go? Webster. I went to Webster
Okay.
County High Schools. We know some people in recovery that do a lot of just nothing but
Yeah.
going around schools, and sometimes they'll call us.
What do you guys do when you go into schools?
Share our
Just talk,
testimonies,
just,
yeah, just share our testimonies. When I went to Webster, I felt like the only thing I was there for is I was supposed to be there and pray for them kids. Because like I said, I looked out at them when Russell was sharing his story. I looked at these kids, and when he said certain things, I could see the pain in their eyes. And I just felt like in my heart that they ain't never had nobody pray for them. They ain't never had nobody care for them.
Sure.
So just giving our stories, and like at the end, they usually do like, hey, if you want to come talk to somebody or ask them questions, stuff like that.
Have you had kids come up and ask you?
Yeah, definitely. Yep. There was one kid that come up to me and Russell, and they talked to us for probably 35 minutes, and they were dealing with things at home. Their parents were addicts, and they were thinking about committing suicide. It was really heavy, man. Cool.
Where else we got? Where or something?
Uh,
Or FFA or
They
something?
had, it was, I think it was a 4-H
Over.
thing.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Feels like 4-H.
Mainly try to get them to see that just picking up a vape today could turn into
yeah.
later.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I look at tobacco. I chewing tobacco through school. Just red bait.
Yeah.
Went to the police academy and I quit. Went to the police academy, started again. Quit. After my accident, I quit because it was tearing my stomach up. Training dogs and had somebody give me a snuff pouch. Been on from there. Now I'm working on cutting out now. I'm down to 2 pouches a day. But just the addictive factor to it is
Nicotine.
absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Like I never really truly understood how addicted to nicotine I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until I was like, I was going through a roll every 5 days. And I'm like, holy crap, we got to change this. Like, truly, I mean, with my ADHD, like anxiety, like it's cheap.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty deep. And now that I've been cutting off, I'm like, I think they're crazy.
Yeah.
So,
I fought the cigarette thing for a very, very long time.
I never did cigarettes because my lungs can never do it.
Yeah.
Did the vape for a little while. It killed my lungs. Couldn't do that.
How long you been quit, BJ? Year?
A
Two?
long time, but there's been occasions where I picked one up and let it hit it one time and threw it on the ground.
Yeah.
But Russell or my dad or somebody gets around me smoking and smell.
You just pick it up off the ground or out of somebody else.
But I mean, these ain't better. I mean, this is still nicotine. And it's not that it's any better, but I can breathe better and I feel better.
And they make me sick. I don't know if it's where it's just straight nicotine.
It's
but it
straight
makes me
nicotine.
sick.
Yeah.
Nicotine.
But
salt
see, I
free.
was doing 3 of these 9 milligrams at a time, one after another, all day. And now I'm down to 2. And I'm going to try to work at the 1 at a time and hopefully kick these suckers before
I tried to cut back. I think I bought 8 cans Wednesday, and I just bought another one this morning.
The best way that I've gotten, because I've tried quitting several times, but this last time, I stepped it down. And so I was doing 3 pouches every time I would take a chew, which I would have to chew pretty much all day.
Yeah.
I just started cutting it down, like do 1 in the morning, 3 in the evening, and then just step it down like that. But I would only buy 1 can at a time.
Yeah, that's what I'm
One
doing.
can and a half at a time.
Yeah.
And then every time I would get a can, I would step the evening chew down 1 pouch. And now I'm on 1 and 1.
Yeah.
And I never realized
Yeah.
how hard it
It
was.
is.
to cut
It's
all
hard.
this.
Terrible.
It's one of the hardest things to quit
Yeah.
for sure.
I tried the first 3 days I did cold turkey. Those were hell.
Yeah.
Like absolute hell. I had a headache the whole time.
Irritable.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was on the phone with freaking AT&T customer support. I cussed them. I cussed Lowe's. Lowe's lost my damn door handle. I cussed the hell out of them. And they didn't have nothing to do with it. I ordered it. It's online. But it sucks.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. Picking up a meat for kids today could be the detrimental side to it all, especially if it's a THC vape.
Yeah.
Everything's laced with fentanyl now.
Everything.
Pick up a blunt, it may not just be fentanyl. And it's happening earlier and earlier in the middle schools and
Yeah.
in the elementary schools because the kids wake up into
It's like candy. These vapes are like candy. That's what they taste like. I
I
mean,
love candy. I love good skip.
that's what these vapes taste
That's
like.
I'm
pretty.
I seen a post.
BJ like candy.
It was. It said it's the weirdest thing. The other day I seen this big 6.5 foot tall, 300-pound guy, and he smelled like strawberry muffins because they was it's just odd because
He likes pipe too.
he's just vaping his thing. Anyway, I was thinking when you see these big tough guys tattooed, like
All
man,
standing in the group smoking. You
he
walk
smells
by,
like
smells
blueberry,
Banana.
blueberry,
Muffins.
strawberry banana milk. Yeah, whatever.
Times have changed, fellas. Times
Yeah,
have
for
changed.
sure.
Men are men and women are men.
I don't know. I think it's the other way around. Women are women and men are women.
I think it goes both ways.
It can go both ways.
Absolutely.
And then,
Never know now.
You know?
unless it's they them.
Yeah.
And they're not in. It's confusing to me.
Be a cat. Or a dog.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Quadcast.
Remember, breaking stigma doesn't stop when the episode ends. We're building a movement, and you're a part of it. Stay strong, stay aware, and stay connected.
And this is the Quadcast signing out.